What races should you run in the state of Mississippi? It's time for another episode of Run the USA. Hello, fellow geeks, and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather, and I am glad you are here today because it's time for another episode of Run the USA. In this series, we take a look at the most highly suggested races in each of the 50 states of the U.S. as recommended by runners just like you. I go on to different forums and message boards and Facebook groups. I talk to different people. I talk to people in states, and I get lots of suggestions. I check race review sites. I compile all the information, and I give all of the suggestions here for you if you are looking for a place to run in a different state. Now, if you missed the rest of this series, we're going to have a link up here and down in the description so that you can get caught up on all the states you missed so far. But today we are moving ahead with the state of Mississippi. We'll start in the 5K category with the Mississippi Gulf Coast Margaritaville 5K held in Biloxi in December. Part of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Marathon Weekend, this is a 5K that everyone from the most experienced runner to the first-timer can appreciate. Toe the line with Mississippi locals and travelers striving to secure a Double Down award for running both days with sprinters, joggers, and walkers. Runners must complete the course in 1.5 hours, which is a 29-minute per mile pace. Next is the double-decker 5K and 10K held in Oxford in April. Enjoy a run through the tradition-rich rolling hills of one of Mississippi's most popular towns. Stick around after the race for a day full of arts, crafts, and music at the annual Double-Decker Festival. It's all part of a full weekend of fun for the whole family. This is a chip-timed race for both the 5K and 10K distances, and the first 1,600 finishers receive medals. All participants will receive a race shirt. In the 10K category, we'll start with the Coke 10K held in Corinth in May. The Coke 10K has been pounding the pavement since 1982. The certified course is tree-lined and runs through some of the most beautiful residential areas in Corinth, Mississippi, beginning and ending in the historic downtown district. It has been listed in Running Times as one of the great 100 short races and is currently the largest 10K race in Mississippi. Afterwards, stay around for the Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast, visit the Corinth Green Market, get free admission at the Crossroads Museum, and drop by the Corinth Coke Museum. Let them shower you with Mississippi hospitality and add a few more miles of smiles to your running log. Next, we have the Run Through History held in Vicksburg in March. The Vicksburg Run Through History 10K road race is held every year, rain or shine, on the first Saturday in March. Since the first 10K race in 1980, the race has grown each year and now is one of Mississippi's largest road races. A 1-mile event was added in 1985 and the 5K was added in 1989. The entire Vicksburg Run Through History race course is within the boundaries of the historic Vicksburg National Military Park, which commemorates one of the most decisive battles of the American Civil War, the campaign, siege, and defense of Vicksburg. The race course is challenging with steep inclines and rolling hills that wind through the scenic battlefield, taking you past cannons, fortifications, and trenches that have remained from the war. The National Park Service has erected markers to denote the location of military units and the skirmishes in which they were involved. Large, prominent granite and marble monuments have been erected over the years by various states to commemorate the efforts of their soldiers during the war. The race is started by the firing of a reproduction Civil War cannon, along with a living history encampment and demonstrations to immerse park visitors in the sights and sounds of the past. Are you ready for a half marathon? Try the Viking Half Marathon held in Greenwood in March. Located in the heart of the fabled Mississippi Delta, the Viking Half Marathon and 5K promises southern charm, fast times, and an unbelievable race experience. From the time you arrive in Greenwood, you can expect great local culture, an array of fabulous food, and warm southern hospitality. The races will begin and end in the historic Cotton Row district of Greenwood and take you through the flat, tree-lined streets of Greenwood. Racers and spectators will love the beautiful oaks and homes lining Grand Boulevard, once named one of America's 10 most beautiful streets by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Garden Clubs of America. The race course also passes by many of the site locations used in the filming of the blockbuster movie The Help, which was filmed in Greenwood in 2010. To top off the weekend, restaurants, residents, and shop owners will welcome you with special menus and activities throughout the weekend. Welcome to Greenwood, a true jewel in the Mississippi Delta. Next we have the Hattiesburg Half Marathon, held in Hattiesburg in April. Voted Mississippi's best half marathon by Race Raves in 2019, this event continues to be a premier run through the heart of Hattiesburg. With race participation capped at 1,500 participants, nearly half the runners in this sold-out event traveled from outside a 50-mile radius over the last 3 years. The race is focusing on the philanthropic impact a race this size can make on the community by having charity runners. As a charity runner, you have the option to choose one of 12 nonprofits in the Pine Belt region to raise money and awareness for their mission. Choose from the half marathon, 10K, 5K, or be a charity cheerleader. Next we have the Farm to Fork Ride or Run, held in Hattiesburg in May. Extra Table is honored to host the Farm to Fork Ride and Run. Participants can choose to ride 62, 48, or 32 miles, or run 5K, 10K, or half marathon through Hattiesburg, Mississippi, while simultaneously helping Extra Table purchase healthy, shelf-stable food for partnering food banks and soup kitchens in Mississippi. This is a down-and-back, flat and fast race course supported with aid and food stations. If you're looking to set a PR, this course is the one for you. All cyclists and runners receive a big fork and medal at the finish line. If you're ready to take on the full marathon distance, try the Mississippi Blues Marathon held in Jackson in February. The annual Mississippi Blues Marathon takes place in downtown Jackson, Mississippi's capital city. With live music before, after, and throughout the course, the Mississippi Blues Marathon proves to be one of a kind. Challenge yourself with the marathon or half marathon, or take things a little easier with the 10K or 5K. You can even create a team of 5 runners and tackle the course as a relay team. 4 of you would take on 5-mile legs, with the final runner going the final 6.2 miles to the end. With the Mississippi Blues Marathon, there is really something for everyone. It's not just about the running either. The event is also a huge street party filled with enthusiastic supporters encouraging their friends and family to complete their races. You'll see expert runners tackle the marathon in about 2.5 hours, and you can watch the inspiring determination of the racers who finish the course near the 7-hour time limit. If you've never experienced a fun, top-notch marathon atmosphere, you'll want to come on down and join the fun. Next is the Mississippi Gulf Coast Marathon, held in Biloxi in December. Founded in 2015, the Mississippi Gulf Coast Marathon, a coastal running fest, showcases the local culture with a beautiful beachside run from Pass Christian to Biloxi. Kick off the weekend in Biloxi for packet pickup and grab some commemorative merchandise to celebrate your accomplishment. Saturday morning is the Chevron Kids Marathon 1-mile run and the Margaritaville 5K from the new venue at Margaritaville Resort Biloxi. Sunday starts as the sun rises over the Gulf for the full and half marathon along the coast. Runners who run the 5K on Saturday as a warm-up to the Sunday races earn the coveted Double Down Challenge medal. The Mississippi Gulf Coast Marathon course is a fast, flat, BQ-friendly path along the coast from Pass Christian to Biloxi. It's a Boston qualifier that offers unobstructed beach views and takes you past some of the coast's most historic and beautiful homes. Runners must complete the course in 6 hours. The weekend culminates at the finish line inside MGM Stadium with a finish festival complete with hot food, cold beer, and watching runners cross the finish line on the Jumbotron. For those looking for a trail run, try the Mississippi 50 Trail Run held in Laurel in March. The Mississippi 50 is held the first Saturday in March each year on the Longleaf Horse Trails in the DeSoto National Forest just south of Laurel, Mississippi. The race was moved from Leland, Mississippi to its current location in 1996 by Carl Touchstone, a local dentist and accomplished ultra runner. Run 100 miles, 50 miles, 50K, or 20K in the DeSoto National Forest on gently rolling pine forests, mostly single track with some double track logging roads. The Mississippi Trail 50 is a great place to try a first 50K or 50 miler. If you get partway into the run and decide you've bitten off more than you can chew, just switch down to a shorter distance. There's post-race food on site at the start and finish line, finisher mementos, and belt buckles to 50-mile and 100-mile finishers. Next is the Great Scorpion Trail Run held in Meridian in January. The Great Scorpion Trail Run takes place in Bonita Lakes Park in Meridian, Mississippi. Bonita is one of the region's great trail systems and has a little-known characteristic: scorpions. What better way to pay tribute to these little critters than to give them their own race? Come join one of Mississippi's ultra experiences. Choose from the 50K, the 25K, or the 12.5K. This race boasts a family-friendly atmosphere and offers parking on the course for personal aid stations. Each registered runner receives a shirt and swag bag, and each finisher receives a medal. And finally, we have Big Butts, held in Jackson in July. Big Butts, presented by the Mississippi Ultra and Trail Society, is a trail race with an individual 100K, 50K, and 25K fun run, and a 100K relay. The start is at the Mississippi College Cross Country Choctaw Trails Pavilion with 7.75-mile loops on both the cross-country trails and the Butts Park single-track trails. There's plenty of room around the start to set up your own aid, tents, coolers, chairs, and so on. The course itself is not technical and has a few small hills, but the Mississippi heat and humidity of late July makes the race a big challenge. There are no finisher medals for this race, but usually there is some unique butt swag. Top 3 males and females in each individual race and the top relay team receive a custom award. And there's a $100 prize if a 100K racer can beat the fastest time. So there you go, the most highly recommended races in the state of Mississippi as suggested by runners just like you. As usual, I'm going to have a link to each race down in the description below if you would like to check them out and get more information for yourself. So let me know, did you find this informative or helpful? Why don't you drop a comment down below? Or if you have a suggestion for a race in our next state, which is Missouri. Make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. Click the button down below. It doesn't cost you a thing and it keeps you up to date on the rest of this series and all the running content I have coming out all the time. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for being here. I'm so glad you could join me. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. See you later.